The first bullet struck the black vehicle less than 3 seconds after Dante Ricci realized he was being followed. The rear window shattered behind his head. His driver swerved through the narrow Boston street while two motorcycles appeared from the intersection ahead. Dante lowered his body, drew the weapon hidden beneath his coat, and watched the second vehicle in his convoy disappear behind a delivery truck. Someone had known the location of the private meeting. Someone had known the route he would take afterward. Someone inside his family had betrayed him. The driver shouted that they were boxed in. Dante did not answer. He fired once through the broken window. One motorcycle dropped away. The other accelerated beside the vehicle as the rider raised a weapon. Dante fired again. The motorcycle struck a parked car and vanished behind a burst of smoke. Then the driver made a mistake. He turned into a crowded street lined with small businesses, pedestrians, and delivery vans. Dante saw a second black vehicle approaching from the opposite direction. Not police. Not his men. The driver stopped beside the curb. Dante opened the door before the vehicle had fully stopped. He stepped into the afternoon crowd, buttoned his dark coat over the blood on his cuff, and walked away without looking back. People moved around him, carrying shopping bags and coffee cups. No one recognized the man who controlled half of the criminal trade moving through the harbor. No one noticed the weapon beneath his coat or the cold calculation behind his eyes. Dante crossed the street and entered the first open business he saw. A bell chimed above the door. The scent of roses, damp earth, and eucalyptus surrounded him. For one strange second, the danger outside disappeared. The flower shop was narrow but warm. Sunlight entered through tall front windows and fell across wooden tables covered with glass jars. White lilies stood beside deep red roses. Green vines climbed the brick walls. A handwritten sign near the counter offered custom arrangements for weddings, funerals, and apologies. Dante stepped deeper into the shop. Then the woman behind the counter looked up. The world inside him stopped. She was older than the girl he remembered, but not diminished by the years. Her soft brown hair was pinned loosely behind her head. Her body was full and feminine beneath a pale blue dress and a cream apron. There were faint lines near her eyes now, evidence of laughter and worry, and 12 years of life he had never seen. But her eyes were the same, green, steady, impossible. The scissors slipped from her hand and struck the counter. Dante forgot the men searching for him outside. He forgot the blood drying against his wrist. He forgot every rule that had kept him alive. Lily, her face lost all color. He took one slow step toward her. Lily Morgan. She stared directly into his eyes. Then she bent to retrieve the scissors. "I am sorry," she said. "You must have mistaken me for someone else." Dante did not move. He had imagined this moment in too many ways. He had imagined finding her married. He had imagined finding her frightened. He had imagined finding her dead. He had never imagined that she would look at him as if he were a stranger. "You know who I am," he said. Her hand tightened around the scissors. "I do not." His anger rose slowly. It was not the explosive anger that terrified his enemies. It was colder than that, more controlled. It had grown inside him for 12 years. On the night they planned to leave Boston together, Dante had waited beside the old railway station until sunrise. Lily never arrived. No message. No explanation. Only silence. He searched every hospital, every apartment, and every city connected to her family. His father claimed Lily had taken money to disappear. Dante refused to believe it until a bank record appeared showing a large payment made to an account in her name. After that, he stopped searching. He did not stop remembering. Dante placed one hand on the counter. "Look at me and say it again." Lily lifted her eyes. Fear appeared there. But it was not fear of him. That disturbed him more than hatred would have. "I have never met you," she said. A sound came from the back room. A door opened. A teenage girl stepped through carrying a cardboard box filled with ribbons. She had dark hair, sharp brown eyes, and a stubborn expression that struck Dante with a strange sense of recognition. The girl stopped when she saw him. Lily turned too quickly. Ava. Go upstairs. The girl looked at the broken glass visible through the shop window. A black vehicle had stopped across the street. Who is he? She asked. No one, Lily answered. Dante studied the girl. She was perhaps 13 or 14, old enough to have been conceived close to the time Lily disappeared. The thought entered his mind like a blade. Then sunlight touched the silver pendant hanging around the neck of the girl. Dante stopped breathing. It was a small silver rose with one damaged leaf. He had given it to Lily on her 22nd birthday. He had purchased it with money earned in secret, before his father allowed him access to the Ricci wealth. Lily had laughed when she saw the crooked engraving on the back. Dante had made the engraving himself. The girl noticed him staring and covered the pendant with her hand. Where did you get that? Dante asked. Lily stepped between them. You need to leave. His eyes remained on the pendant. Where did she get it? It belonged to her mother. The words struck him harder than the gunfire outside. Dante looked at Lily. The girl had her dark hair. The girl had his family eyes. The girl was the correct age. You have a daughter, he said. Lily said nothing. Is she mine? The girl stared at Lily in shock. Dante saw the answer he feared in the silence between them. A black vehicle stopped outside the flower shop. Two men stepped onto the sidewalk. Lily moved toward the front window and immediately closed the blinds. Dante recognized neither man. That meant they did not belong to him. He drew his weapon. Ava gasped. Lily grabbed the wrist of Dante. Not here. Her fingers touched his skin. 12 years disappeared in a single, violent pulse. Dante looked down at her hand. Lily released him as if burned. The front door handle moved. Dante crossed the shop, turned the lock, and pulled Lily and the girl behind a stone pillar beside the staircase. The first man fired through the door. Glass exploded across the flower arrangements. Dante returned fire through the shattered window. The second man moved toward the side entrance. Dante looked at Lily. Back exit. There is an alley behind the storage room, she said. Take the girl and go. Lily shook her head. You do not give me orders anymore. Another bullet struck the wall above them. Dante grabbed a metal vase and threw it toward the opposite side of the shop. When the attacker fired at the sound, Dante leaned around the pillar and fired twice. One man dropped behind the window. The other retreated. Dante heard tires scream outside. His own convoy arrived seconds later. 4 black vehicles blocked both ends of the street. Armed men surrounded the flower shop while pedestrians ran toward nearby buildings. Enzo Moretti, the most trusted lieutenant of Dante, entered through the shattered doorway. His gaze moved from Dante to Lily and then to Ava. He understood immediately that something had changed. The street is secured, Enzo said. Dante looked at the crushed flowers covering the floor. White roses had been stained by dirt and broken glass. Lily stood among them with one arm around the girl. She was trembling, but her voice remained controlled. Get out of my shop. Enzo glanced at Dante. No one spoke to Dante Ricci that way. Dante lowered his weapon. Someone followed me here, he said. You brought them to us. I did not know you were here. That does not make the windows less broken. His gaze moved to Ava. We need to discuss her. There is nothing to discuss. Is she my daughter? No. Dante studied her face. Lily had always been a poor liar. Now she looked directly into his eyes without blinking. No, she repeated. She is not your daughter. Then tell me who she is. Lily pulled the girl closer. That is none of your business. The girl looked between them, confused and afraid. Dante saw himself reflected in the fear of a child who did not know him. He hated it. He stepped away from the broken glass. Enzo will place men outside. Lily shook her head. No guards. The men who attacked this shop were following me. Then they can follow you somewhere else. Dante felt the old wound open again. You disappeared once. Lily. Her expression changed. Only for a second. Do not do it again. He left before anger made him say what he had imagined saying for 12 years. Outside, his men surrounded him. Enzo opened the rear door of a vehicle. Dante did not enter. He looked back through the broken shop window. Lily had dropped to her knees among the flowers. She was gathering broken stems with shaking hands. Ava knelt beside her. Dante saw the pendant again. A silver rose. A promise from a man he had been before the world taught him what promises cost. Find everything, Dante said. Enzo looked toward the shop. About the woman. About the girl. Dante finally entered the vehicle. And find out who knew I would be on this street. By midnight, Dante had a file on Lily Morgan. Most of it was empty. She had disappeared from Boston 12 years earlier and appeared in Portland under a different surname. She worked in a bakery, then a library, then a flower farm. 6 years later, she returned to Boston and purchased the small flower shop through a loan. There was no marriage record, no romantic partner, no birth record listing Lily as the mother of Ava Morgan. The documents for the girl had been sealed through a private court connected to an old Ricci attorney. That detail made Dante stand from his chair. His penthouse office overlooked the harbor. The city glittered below, distant and cold. Bianca Valenti waited near the window, wearing a silver evening dress chosen for the political dinner they were supposed to attend. Dante had forgotten the dinner. Bianca had not. Her father controlled construction contracts, judges, and several elected officials. The marriage between Bianca and Dante was not built on affection. It was designed to end a war between two powerful families. They were expected to announce the wedding date within 1 month. Bianca watched him close the file. "Who is Lily Morgan?" she asked. Dante looked at her. "You searched my desk. I read the name on the report. That is not an answer." Bianca smiled, but there was no warmth in it. "Neither was yours." She approached him. Beautiful, elegant, and disciplined. Bianca had spent her life learning how to stand beside dangerous men without appearing afraid. She never demanded love from Dante because she understood he did not offer it. Their agreement had always been clear. Respect, power, no lies that threatened the alliance. Bianca placed a hand against his chest. "You missed a dinner attended by 3 senators because someone attacked your car," she said. "Then you sent your best investigator to study a florist." Dante removed her hand. "The attack and the florist are connected." "How?" "I do not know yet." Bianca looked at the photograph in the file. Lily stood outside the flower shop holding a bundle of sunflowers. Ava stood beside her. Something sharpened in the eyes of Bianca. "She looks familiar." Dante closed the folder. "She is not relevant to you. A woman does not need to be relevant to me to become dangerous to our marriage. There is no marriage yet." The room became silent. Bianca studied him. In the 3 years since their arrangement began, Dante had never spoken with emotion about the wedding. He treated it like any other contract. Now one florist had made him question it after a single afternoon. Bianca picked up her purse. "My father will not accept humiliation. Then do not create any." After she left, Dante opened the file again. A sealed adoption. A Ricci attorney. A silver pendant. Lily had lied to him. But the lie did not fit the woman he remembered. Lily had once returned a wallet filled with cash to a man who insulted her weight before realizing she could hear him. She had once spent an entire night beside a frightened dog hit by a vehicle because the animal would not allow anyone else to approach. She could be stubborn. She could be secretive. She could choose sacrifice when trust would have been wiser. But she had never been cruel. Leaving Dante without explanation had been cruel. Pretending not to know him had been worse, unless the lie was protecting someone. Dante called Enzo. Find the attorney connected to the adoption. He died 9 years ago. Enzo said. Then find his family, his office records, and every payment he received before he died. There is something else. Dante waited. The surveillance team outside the flower shop found a camera hidden across the street. It has been active for at least 4 months. Who installed it? We are tracing the signal. Dante looked through the glass wall toward the harbor. Lily had not been afraid of him. She had been afraid of being seen with him. At the flower shop, Lily stayed awake until sunrise. Ava slept upstairs with a chair pushed against the bedroom door. 2 Ricci guards remained parked across the street, despite every demand Lily made for them to leave. The damaged shop smelled of wet soil and dust. Lily sat on the floor beside a bucket of ruined roses. She held one crushed flower between her fingers. 12 years of running had ended in less than 1 minute. Dante had entered the shop with blood on his cuff and danger behind him. Exactly as she had always feared he would. Ava appeared on the staircase. Is he my father? She asked. Lily closed her eyes. No. You hesitated. Because the truth is complicated, the truth is usually simple. People make it complicated when they are afraid. Lily looked at the girl she had raised since infancy. Ava was not her daughter by blood, but every fever, every nightmare, and every birthday had made her a daughter in every way that mattered. She was the final child of Marco Ricci, the secret daughter he had tried to erase. Years earlier, the mother of Lily had worked as a housekeeper at the Ricci estate. She had been lonely, grieving, and vulnerable. Marco had used kindness to gain her trust and threats to control her silence. When she became pregnant, Marco denied the child. Then he arranged for both mother and baby to disappear. The mother of Lily died, giving birth in a private clinic. Lily found Ava before the men of Marco did. On the same night, Dante waited at the railway station. Lily sat in the back of a van, holding a newborn child, while Marco promised that Dante would die if she ever returned. She wanted to tell Dante. She wanted to trust him. But Dante was still trapped beneath the control of his father. He was angry, reckless, and planning to abandon the family with no money and no protection. Lily made the decision alone. She had hated herself for it every day since. He was the man from the pendant. Ava said. Lily looked toward the silver rose. Yes, you told me it came from someone who loved you. He did. Do you still love him? Lily could not answer. Ava sat beside her. He looked at you like he was angry and relieved at the same time. That is because I hurt him. Then tell him why. Lily laughed softly, but the sound broke. Some truths do not free people. Ava, some truths get them killed. Outside, one of the Ricci guards turned toward the shop. Lily saw the shape of a weapon beneath his coat. Dante had surrounded her with protection. The problem was that protection from Dante had always come with the attention of his enemies. The following morning, Dante returned alone. He wore a white shirt with the sleeves rolled to his forearms. No coat, no visible weapon, no guards beside him. Lily stood on a ladder replacing damaged flowers in the front display. She almost fell when he entered. Dante caught the ladder with one hand. You should lock the door, he said. You should learn to knock. It is a store. It is closed. The broken window suggests otherwise. Lily climbed down. He placed a folder on the counter. The camera across the street was installed 4 months ago. The signal was sent to a warehouse owned by a company connected to my father. Lily froze. Your father is dead. Dante noticed the answer came too quickly. That is what everyone believes. He walked around the counter. Lily stepped back. He stopped before touching her. 12 years ago, my father paid you to leave. No. His expression hardened. The bank records showed a payment. The account was created in my name. I never touched the money. Why did you not tell me? I could not. Why? She looked toward the staircase. Ava was listening. Dante followed her gaze. The girl appeared at the top of the stairs. You are frightening her, Lily said. Dante lowered his voice. I am trying to understand why a dead attorney connected to my family sealed her records. Lily moved between him and the staircase. Leave Ava out of this. You brought her into this when you gave her my pendant. It belongs to her family. Those words changed the air. Dante looked at Ava, then at Lily, her family. Lily realized the mistake too late. Who is her father? Dante asked. You need to go. Who is her father? Ava descended the stairs. Stop asking her questions she cannot answer. Dante studied the girl. The shape of her eyes, the line of her jaw. A memory surfaced of his youngest brother at the same age. Dante looked at Lily. She is a Ricci. Lily said nothing. Is she the child of my brother? No. My uncle? No. His voice became quiet. My father. Ava stopped moving. The truth entered the room before Lily could deny it. Dante stared at the girl. His own father had created a child and then buried every record of her existence. Ava looked at Lily. Is that true? Lily crossed the room and reached for her. Ava stepped away. You told me my father was dangerous. Ava said. You never told me his name. Because I wanted you to have a life that did not begin with fear. Dante looked at Lily. My father threatened you. She faced him. He threatened all of us. What did he say? That he would kill Ava. That he would kill my mother if she survived. That he would make you watch me die if I went to the railway station. The old railway clock appeared in the mind of Dante. Midnight. 1 in the morning. 4 in the morning. The sunrise he watched alone. He remembered his father arriving at the station after Lily failed to appear. Marco placed a hand on his shoulder and told him that ordinary women always chose money over men without power. Dante had believed him. He had allowed that belief to shape everything he became. You should have trusted me, Dante said. Lily looked wounded. You were 24 years old. You had 2 men loyal to you and no access to your own accounts. Your father controlled every door you walked through. I would have found a way. Maybe, the word struck him. Maybe was not enough when a newborn life depended on it. Dante turned away. His anger needed somewhere to go. But the man responsible was supposedly dead. Lily had made the choice. His father had created it. Ava stood near the staircase with tears in her eyes. Did he want me dead? Lily approached her slowly. Marco wanted every threat to his reputation erased. Was my mother a threat? Your mother was kind. She was frightened. She loved you before she ever held you. Dante looked at Ava. She was his sister. The pendant rested against her chest. A child of his father. A life hidden inside a flower shop, while Dante built an empire from the pain of losing Lily. He wanted to destroy something. Instead, he reached into his pocket and removed his weapon. Lily tensed. Dante placed it on the counter. Then he removed the second weapon from his ankle. He placed that beside the first. Ava watched him. I am not here to hurt you, Dante said. How do I know? You do not. His honesty surprised her. Dante continued. But anyone who tries to hurt you will need to pass through me first. Ava looked at Lily. Lily did not agree. She did not refuse. That afternoon, the threat became public. Lily had a flower stall at the weekend market near the harbor. The shop repairs had left her desperate for income, so she refused to cancel. Dante placed guards around the market without telling her. Lily recognized them immediately. She ignored them. The market was crowded beneath a bright blue sky. Families moved between food stalls and handmade goods. Ava arranged flowers while Lily created bouquets for customers. For several hours, the day felt almost normal. Then 3 vehicles stopped near the entrance. Bianca Valenti stepped out. She wore a white suit, dark glasses, and the calm smile of a woman accustomed to being photographed. 2 assistants followed her. A local reporter moved behind them. Lily knew immediately that the encounter was not accidental. Bianca approached the stall. "You are Lily Morgan." Lily continued wrapping flowers. "And you are standing in front of a customer." The customer recognized Bianca and quickly stepped away. Bianca looked at Ava. The girl touched the pendant. "So this is the secret," Bianca said. Ava moved closer to Lily. "There is no secret that concerns you. My future husband has missed political meetings, placed armed men around this market, and ordered an investigation into your life. That concerns me." People began watching. The reporter lifted a camera. Lily understood the strategy. Bianca wanted humiliation. She wanted Lily to appear like a desperate former lover, destroying a powerful engagement. "Dante and I had a past," Lily said. "The past is over." Bianca smiled. "Then you will not object to proving it." She nodded toward one of her assistants. The woman placed an envelope on the flower table. Inside was a check. Lily did not look at the amount. "Take it." Bianca said, "Close the shop. Leave Boston. Give the girl a better life somewhere else." Lily stared at her. 12 years earlier, Marco Ricci had used the same method. Money first, threats second. Lily tore the check into 4 pieces. The crowd reacted. Bianca removed her glasses. "You are making a mistake." "No, I made my mistake 12 years ago when I allowed a Ricci to decide where I was permitted to live." Bianca leaned closer. "Dante does not love you. He remembers a girl who existed before he became powerful. You are a wound, not a future." Lily felt the words because they contained the fear she had carried since Dante entered the shop. Before she could answer, a truck accelerated through the market entrance. People screamed. The truck struck the side of the flower stall. Wood shattered. Buckets flew through the air. Dante appeared from the crowd before Lily understood what was happening. He wrapped one arm around her waist and pulled her behind his body as the stall collapsed. Ava fell near the flower crates. Dante reached for her and covered both of them beneath the steel frame of a neighboring booth. Gunfire erupted near the entrance. The market became chaos. Ricci guards returned fire while families ran between the stalls. Dante pressed Lily against the ground with his body shielding hers. "Stay beneath me," he ordered. A bullet struck the metal frame above his shoulder. Lily felt him flinch. "You are hurt." "It is nothing." Ava crawled toward them. Dante pulled her against his side. For one suspended moment, the 3 of them remained together beneath falling petals and shattered wood. Dante looked at Lily. His face was inches from hers. There was no anger in his eyes now. Only fear. Not fear of death. Fear of losing her again. Enzo reached them when the gunfire stopped. The driver of the truck had escaped. 2 attackers had been captured. Dante stood and lifted the collapsed frame from Lily. Blood spread across his shoulder. Bianca remained near her vehicle, surrounded by guards. The reporter continued filming. Dante looked at the destroyed flower stall. He saw Lily staring at months of work crushed beneath the truck. Something inside him became cold. "Who owns this market?" he asked. Enzo gave him the name of a property company. "Buy it." Lily turned toward him. "Dante. Buy the entire building. Every stall. And every lease connected to it." The reporter moved closer. Dante did not care. Transfer ownership to Lily Morgan. Silence spread through the market. Bianca stared at him. Dunch, she said. Think carefully. He faced her. I am. You cannot publicly give property connected to my family interests to this woman. This woman has a name. Bianca looked at the blood on his shirt and then at Lily. You are humiliating me. Dante stepped closer. Someone used your visit to create a public target. Bianca became pale. You think I arranged this? I think you brought a reporter, exposed Lily, and created the perfect moment for an attack. I did not know. Your ignorance does not make her less injured. Lily stood. I do not want the building. Dante looked at her. The stall is destroyed. Then I will rebuild it. You should own the place where you work. I should decide what I own. The crowd watched them. Dante had publicly offered her a fortune. Lily publicly refused. His jaw tightened. The old Dante might have forced the transfer and called it protection. The man who now understood why Lily had left remained silent. Lily stepped closer. You cannot repair 12 years by purchasing whatever breaks around me. Dante lowered his voice. I am not trying to repair the years. Then what are you doing? Trying to stop the next thing from breaking. Her eyes softened. But only for a moment. You are still deciding for me. Dante looked at the ruined stall. Then tell me what you need. The question cost him more than the building would have. Lily noticed. I need tools, she said. Lumber. New flower buckets. And I need the market open by next weekend. Dante nodded. Done. No army. A small team. No photographers. Agreed. And the ownership stays where it is. For now. Lily almost smiled. That is not agreement. It is the closest thing you will receive today. 2 days later, Lily arrived at the flower shop before sunrise and found Dante repairing the front window. He stood on a ladder wearing dark pants and a gray shirt with the sleeves rolled above his elbows. Dust covered his shoulders. A tool belt hung around his waist. No guards stood inside. No cameras waited outside. Dante measured a wooden frame with intense concentration. Lily watched from the doorway. You purchased a construction company last year, she said. Dante did not look down. 3 companies. Then why are you holding a hammer? You asked for a small team. You are not a team. I am small enough when no one is watching. She laughed before she could stop herself. Dante looked down. The sound affected him. His expression changed as if he had heard something he feared never hearing again. Lily turned toward the work table. Ava is at school. I know. That answer made her look at him. You are tracking her. I placed 2 guards near the school. Without asking me. The men who attacked the market knew where you would be. Lily opened her mouth. Dante climbed down. I will remove them when we know who gave the order. She saw the wound beneath the edge of his shirt. The bandage was stained. You should not be lifting anything. The doctor said the bullet passed through. The doctor also said to rest. You spoke to my doctor. And so did. Dante reached for a board. Lily caught his arm. He stopped. Her fingers rested against his skin. The shop became quiet. Neither of them moved. Dante looked at her hand. Lily remembered the first time he almost kissed her. They had been standing beneath a railway bridge while rain fell beyond the concrete shelter. Dante was still the angry son of a cruel father. Lily was the only person who spoke to him without fear. He had touched her face, then stopped. He told her he did not want his darkness to become her punishment. She kissed him first. Now, 12 years later, the same restraint returned to his eyes. You are bleeding, Lily said. I have survived worse. That does not make this wise. She guided him toward a chair. Dante allowed it. That frightened her more than resistance. Lily removed the damaged bandage and cleaned the wound. Dante watched her hands. You still touch people gently when you are angry, he said. I am not angry. You tore the tape. She looked at the strip in her hand. Maybe I am a little angry. At me. At myself. Dante leaned back. Why? Because I thought leaving would save everyone. Instead, I gave your father 12 years to shape you without anyone standing against him. Dante looked toward the window. My father did not create everything I became. No. You made choices. Yes. Have you killed people? He met Hargazi. Yes. Lily swallowed. Have you hurt people who did not deserve it? Dante did not answer immediately. I have made decisions that protected my family and destroyed other families. That is not an answer. It is the only honest one I have. She pressed clean gauze to his shoulder. Dante did not react to the pain. Lily felt him watching her. Why did you never marry? He asked. She tied the bandage. I was raising Ava. That is not an answer either. She looked at him. Because every man I met felt safe. Dante waited. Lily continued. And after loving you, safe felt like a room without windows. His breath changed. That does not mean I want danger, she said. It means I never learned how to separate danger from feeling alive. Dante reached toward her face. His fingers stopped near her cheek. Lily remained still. The distance between them became unbearable. Then the bell above the shop door rang. Enzo entered. Dante lowered his hand. We found the signal from the market attack. Enzo said. Lily stepped away. Where did it lead? Dante asked. To a private estate registered under the name of a dead man. Dante stood. Which man? Enzo looked at Lily. Marco Ricci. Dante went to the estate that night. The property stood outside the city behind stone walls and empty vineyards. Official records claimed it belonged to a shell company dissolved after the death of Marco. Dante entered with 6 armed men. The house was empty. The rooms contained no personal belongings. But the security system had been used recently. A fireplace remained warm. Fresh food stood in the kitchen. In the study, Dante found photographs. Lily leaving her shop, Ava walking to school. Dante entering the flower market. Bianca meeting with political donors. Someone had watched all of them. On the desk rested a black envelope. Dante recognized the handwriting before opening it. Inside was a single card. You finally found what I allowed you to find. Dante crushed the card in his hand. His father was alive. The funeral had been false. The burned body had belonged to another man. Marco had vanished because enemies were closing around him. From hiding, he continued influencing attorneys, politicians, and family alliances. The marriage to Bianca had been his design. The attack on the market had been his warning. Enzo found a second room beneath the study. Inside were recordings of private conversations, financial ledgers, and photographs proving that Marco had controlled both the Ricci and Valenti families for years. One photograph showed Bianca speaking to Marco inside a church. The date was 3 months earlier. Dante stared at it. Bianca knew. When he returned to the penthouse, Bianca was waiting. She did not deny it. My father brought me to him, she said. Marco promised the marriage would protect both families. You knew he was alive. Yes. You watched me mourn him. I watched you become free of him. Dante placed the photograph on the table. Freedom built on another lie. Bianca crossed her arms. Do not pretend Lily is innocent. She lied to you longer than I did. Lily protected a child. I protected my family. You protected your position. Bianca looked toward the city. Marco believes Ava can challenge his estate. She is 13. Blood does not care about age. Dante approached her. Where is he? I do not know. You met him. He changed locations after every meeting. Who ordered the market attack? Bianca hesitated. Dante saw the answer. Your father asked me to bring the reporter, she said. I thought he wanted to frighten Lily into leaving. I did not know about the truck. You created the target. I was protecting our marriage. There is no marriage. Her face changed. You cannot end this because of a florist. I am ending it because you delivered a woman and a child to a man you knew was dangerous. Bianca stepped closer. My father will retaliate. Let him. The alliance will collapse. Then it was never an alliance. Dante removed the engagement ring from a locked drawer and placed it on the table. Bianca stared at it. You loved Lily before you had power? She said. You think that makes the love pure? It does not. She left because she did not believe you could protect her. Dante felt the truth inside the cruelty. Bianca continued. You are not trying to save her. You are trying to prove that the boy she abandoned finally became powerful enough. Dante looked at her. Leave. After Bianca left, Dante remained alone beside the window. The city below belonged to him in every way that once mattered. Ships moved only when he allowed them. Judges answered his calls. Men who feared no prison feared his silence. Yet Lily had been right not to trust the boy he was. Power could not change that. It could only change what he did next. Dante arranged for Lily and Ava to move to a safe house near the coast. Lily refused. Then a bullet appeared inside the flower shop. It had been placed on the counter beside a black rose. A note beneath it contained one sentence. The daughter should have died with her mother. Lily packed within 10 minutes. The safe house stood above a rocky shoreline 2 hours from Boston. Large windows faced the ocean. Security surrounded the property. But Dante ordered the guards to remain outside the main residence. Forced proximity changed the distance between them. Ava studied in the dining room while Lily prepared meals. Dante worked from a private office but appeared whenever Lily entered a room, as if some hidden part of him tracked her presence. At night, the ocean struck the cliffs below. Lily could not sleep. She found Dante sitting alone in the kitchen at 2 a.m. A single lamp illuminated the table. A glass of whiskey rested near his hand. You do not drink when you are worried, Lily said. He looked at her. You remember. I remember everything. The admission settled between them. Dante turned the glass without drinking. My father is alive. Lily sat across from him. Are you certain? I found his records. Bianca admitted meeting him. Lily closed her eyes. 12 years of fear returned to her face. Dante saw it. He is not touching you again. You cannot promise that. Yes. I can. That confidence was the reason people followed him. It was also the reason Lily had once left. She reached across the table and placed her hand over his. Do not promise me a world where nothing can happen, she said. Promise me that you will tell me the truth when danger comes. Dante looked at their hands. The full truth may make you leave. Then let leaving be my decision. His fingers slowly closed around hers. I searched for you for 6 months, Dante said. Lily did not move. I know. How? Your father sent photographs. He wanted me to understand what my silence was doing to you. Dante became still. He sent photographs of me. At the railway station. Outside my old apartment. At the cemetery after your mother died. Dante pulled his hand away and stood. Lily followed him. Dunch. He moved toward the window. She saw the muscles tighten across his back. I believed you took his money, he said. I know. I hated you. I know. I tried to forget you with women whose names I did not remember the next morning. Lily looked down. Dante turned. Did he send photographs of that too? No. Good. His voice was bitter. At least he allowed me one private failure. Lily approached him. You were not the only person destroyed by that night. You had Ava. She was a baby. She needed everything. I was terrified every hour. I could not call anyone. I could not use my name. Some nights I held her and wondered whether you were alive. Why did you come back to Boston? Because Ava deserved to know where she came from. And because of me, Lily looked into his eyes. I told myself you would never walk into a small flower shop. Dante almost smiled. You underestimated the incompetence of my enemies. Her expression softened. The silence between them changed. Dante lifted one hand. His fingers touched a loose strand of her hair. Lily did not step away. He moved closer. The ocean roared below the windows. His forehead almost touched hers. I spent 12 years imagining what I would say if I found you. He whispered. What did you imagine? Cruel things. Would you have meant them? At the time, and now. Dante looked at her mouth. Now I cannot decide whether I want to punish you for leaving or hold you until I forget that you did. Lily breathed his name. He kissed her. The first contact was restrained, almost careful. Then 12 years of loss broke through the control of Dante. He pulled her against him and kissed her with the hunger of a man who had survived on memory. Lily gripped his shirt. Every emotion she had buried returned at once. Love, anger, grief, desire. The kiss deepened until Lily felt the edge of the table behind her. Dante lifted her onto it with one powerful motion. His hand settled at her waist. Then he stopped. The effort required to stop was visible across his face. Lily looked at him. Why did you stop? Because you are afraid. Not of you. Of what? Of wanting this enough to lose myself again. Dante rested his forehead against hers. Then I will not take more tonight. She touched his face. The feared Mafia boss closed his eyes beneath her hand. It was the most dangerous intimacy she had ever witnessed. The following morning, Ava saw them sitting too close at breakfast. She said nothing. Her smile said enough. For 3 days, the safe house became a fragile version of the life they might have shared. Dante helped Ava with history lessons, although most of his corrections involved details that never appeared in textbooks. Lily planted herbs in damaged pots near the windows. Dante attended meetings through secure calls while watching her move through the house. His protectiveness grew more intense. So did his fear. When Lily walked near the cliffs, he appeared beside her. When Ava received a message from an unknown number, Dante replaced every device in the house. When Lily cut her finger while cooking, Dante reacted as if someone had attacked her. You cannot threaten a knife, Lily told him. I can remove every knife from the kitchen. Then we will eat with our hands. Dante looked at her. I would accept that. She laughed. The sound drew him closer. He touched her waist. Ava entered the kitchen and immediately turned around. I saw nothing, she announced. Lily became red. Dante looked almost amused. Then the lights went out. Every alarm in the house activated. Dante moved before the darkness fully settled. He pulled Lily behind the stone wall and ordered Ava to the secure room. Gunfire sounded outside. The guards returned fire. A vehicle crashed through the front gate. Dante pushed a weapon into the hand of Lily. Stay behind me. You promised to tell me the truth. The truth is that they are here for Ava. A window shattered. Dante fired toward the entrance. Enzo shouted from the hallway that the eastern security line had been breached. Lily took Ava toward the secure room. A masked man appeared at the end of the corridor. Lily raised the weapon. Her hands shook. The man aimed at Ava. Lily fired. The bullet struck his shoulder and threw him against the wall. Dante reached him seconds later. He looked at Lily. She stared at the weapon in horror. Dante took it gently from her hand. You saved her. He said, I shot someone. You saved her. The attacker laughed from the floor. Marco sends his love. Dante turned toward him. Where is my father? The man smiled. Waiting for his daughter. Before Dante could question him further, the attacker bit down on something hidden inside his mouth. His body went still. Ava began crying. Lily held her. Dante watched them and understood that the safe house was no longer safe. Someone had given away the location. Only a small number of people knew it. Enzo checked the security logs. The breach code belonged to a Ricci captain named Victor. Victor disappeared before dawn. Dante moved Lily and Ava to the oldest Ricci estate in the city, a fortified mansion filled with guards. Lily hated it immediately. Every door required a code. Every window was reinforced. Every corridor contained men who watched her. It felt like the gilded prison Marco once threatened to use. Dante became colder after the attack. He slept little. He left the mansion for hours without explanation. When he returned, his knuckles were bruised. Lily found him washing blood from his hands in the study. "Whose blood?" she asked. "Not mine. That is not enough." Victor sold the location. "Is he alive?" "Yes." "Will he remain alive?" Dante looked at her through the mirror. "He endangered Ava." Lily approached. "I am not asking you to forgive him." "Then what are you asking?" "I am asking whether the man I love can return from whatever he does next." Dante turned slowly. The words had escaped before Lily could stop them. "The man I love." Dante stared at her. She felt exposed. "You love me," he said. "Do not make me regret saying it." He crossed the room. Lily held her ground. Dante stopped close enough that she felt the heat from his body. "Say it again." "No." "Lily, you heard me. I waited 12 years. So did I." His control broke. He kissed her with both hands, holding her face. Lily wrapped her arms around his neck. The study, the guards, and the danger outside vanished. When he lifted her, she did not resist. He carried her toward the sofa near the fireplace. Then a voice spoke from the doorway. Touching, Dante turned with Lily still in his arms. Bianca stood between two guards. Enzo moved behind her. She came willingly. Enzo said, "She claims Marco contacted her." Dante lowered Lily carefully. Bianca looked at them. "So the great love has returned." Lily stepped away from Dante. "What does Marco want?" Dante asked. "A trade." Bianca placed a phone on the desk. A message appeared on the screen. The video showed Marco Ricci sitting inside an abandoned greenhouse. He looked older than Dante remembered, but alive. His silver hair was neatly combed. His dark suit was perfect. A black rose rested in his hand. Marco looked into the camera. "Bring Ava to the old conservatory at midnight," he said. "In return, I will release the records that prove she belongs to the Ricci family." Refuse. And every judge, newspaper, an enemy in Boston will receive evidence claiming that Lily kidnapped her as a baby. The video ended. Ava stood outside the study. She had heard everything. "He wants me," she said. Lily rushed toward her. "You are not going anywhere. If I go, he leaves you alone." "No." Dante looked at the phone. Marco did not want only Ava. He wanted Dante to make the same choice Lily once made. Love or sacrifice? Trust or control? Dante had spent his life believing power meant never allowing someone else to choose. Now the woman he loved watched him, waiting to see what he would do. Lily packed a bag that night. She planned to take Ava and disappear before Dante could stop her. She used an old service corridor and reached the garage. Dante waited beside the vehicle. No guard stood with him. He held no weapon in his hands. Lily stopped. "Move." "No. I am leaving." "I know. You cannot lock us inside this house." "I am not going to." The answer unsettled her. Dante opened the rear door of the vehicle. Inside were files, passports, cash, and a secure drive. "What is this?" "Everything my father hid." Dante said. Proof of the false adoption. Proof that he arranged the death of your mother. Proof that Ava is his daughter. Records connecting him to murders, bribery, and the attack at the market. Lily looked at him. Why are you giving this to me? Because you were right 12 years ago. She shook her head. Do not say that. You needed a choice. No one gave you one. Dante placed the drive in her hand. You can leave tonight. Enzo arranged a route that Marco does not know. You can take Ava and disappear. I will draw every threat toward me. Lily stared at him. Or, Dante continued, you can stay. We can release the evidence publicly and force Marco into the open. But if you stay, the danger will be real. You are letting me choose. I am trying. Pain moved through his face. Every instinct I have tells me to lock the gate. Take you somewhere no one can find. And destroy anyone who searches. That sounds more like you. Dante touched her cheek. I do not want my love to feel like the threat of my father. Lily covered his hand. What will you do if I leave? Protect Ava from a distance. And me. Until I die. She looked toward the garage entrance. Ava stood there, carrying her backpack. The girl had heard everything again. I am tired of running, Ava said. Lily closed her eyes. Ava approached them. You raised me to tell the truth even when I am afraid. We have the truth now. Marco has men everywhere. Then we have Dante. Dante looked at her. Ava corrected herself. We have my brother. Something shifted in the face of Dante. The word reached a place no title had ever touched. Lily looked at the man she had loved before power hardened him. He had offered her an open door. For the first time, she chose not to walk through it. We stay, Lily said. Dante released a breath. But we do this together. Together, he agreed. They released part of the evidence to 3 independent journalists and 1 federal judge outside the control of Marco. The rest remained hidden as protection. Marco responded exactly as Dante expected. He ordered attacks on Ricci businesses, exposed financial secrets connected to the Valenti family, and sent men to seize Ava. The city entered a silent war. Black vehicles moved through the streets. Political allies vanished. Old loyalties fractured. Bianca chose to testify against Marco and her own father in exchange for protection. She did not ask forgiveness from Lily. Lily did not offer it. Dante used the information from Bianca to trace Marco to the abandoned conservatory. It was the same place where Marco demanded the trade. He wanted Dante to come. Dante understood it was a trap. He went anyway. Lily insisted on going with him. No, Dante said. Together means together. She replied. Together does not mean entering a building filled with armed men. You gave me the evidence so I could choose. Dante looked at her. You are becoming difficult. I learned from you. They arrived before dawn. The abandoned conservatory stood above the harbor. Its glass roof broken and covered with vines. Rain had begun during the drive. Water moved through the shattered ceiling and fell across dead fountains. Dante entered with Enzo and 8 men. Lily and Ava remained inside an armored vehicle beneath the eastern wall. That was the agreement. Marco changed it. A second team attacked the vehicle from the harbor side. The driver was killed before he could move. Lily pulled Ava onto the floor as bullets struck the reinforced glass. One attacker attached an explosive device to the rear door. Ava screamed. Lily grabbed the evidence drive and opened the emergency hatch beneath the seats. They crawled into a drainage tunnel beneath the conservatory. The tunnel led directly inside. Dante found Marco standing beneath the central glass dome. Dozens of black roses surrounded him. Victor stood beside him with a weapon. Marco smiled at his son. You finally became the man I designed. Dante aimed his weapon. You designed nothing. Your cruelty, your control, Your refusal to trust. Those are my gifts. Dante stepped closer. Lily was never your weakness. Marco said, she was the blade I used to carve weakness out of you. You failed. Did I? Look at what you built after she left. Marco opened his arms toward the armed men surrounding the dome. An empire. A prison, Dante said. Marco smiled. There is no difference for men like us. A gunshot sounded from the lower corridor. Dante turned. Lily and Ava emerged from the tunnel. 2 attackers followed them. Dante fired. Enzo fired beside him. The conservatory exploded into violence. Glass shattered from the ceiling. Men moved between stone pillars and dead trees. Dante reached Lily and pulled her behind a fountain. You were supposed to stay in the vehicle. The vehicle was attacked. Are you hurt? No. Ava held the evidence drive against her chest. Marco saw her. For the first time, emotion appeared on his face. Not love, ownership. My daughter, he said. Ava looked at him. You are not my father. Marco moved toward her. Your blood says otherwise. Lily stepped in front of Ava. Blood did not raise her. Marco looked at Lily. You were always sentimental. That is why I knew you would obey. I obeyed once. And Dante became powerful because of it. Dante stood beside Lily. No. I became powerful despite you. Marco raised his weapon. Dante aimed at him. For several seconds, father and son faced each other beneath the broken glass dome. Rain fell between them. Marco looked at Lily. He will destroy you eventually. Men like Dante do not know how to love without possession. Lily reached for the hand of Dante. Then he will learn. Marco fired. Dante pushed Lily aside. The bullet struck his chest. He fell against the fountain. Lily screamed. Enzo fired at Marco, but Victor pulled him behind a stone pillar. Ava dropped beside Dante. Blood spread across his shirt. Lily pressed both hands over the wound. Stay with me. Dante struggled to breathe. Ava, he said. She is here. Protect her. You can protect her yourself. Lily looked into his eyes. You do not get to leave after making me stay. Dante almost smiled. Marco appeared behind the fountain, his weapon aimed at Ava. Dante saw him. He pushed himself upright despite the blood. Lily reached for the weapon near his hand. Dante covered her fingers with his. Together, he whispered. They raised the weapon. Dante aimed. Lily steadied his hand. They fired once. Marco staggered backward. His weapon fell. He looked at Dante with disbelief before collapsing beneath the black roses. Victor tried to escape through the eastern corridor. Enzo stopped him. The remaining men surrendered when they saw Marco fall. Lily turned back to Dante. His eyes were closing. No, she said. Look at me. Dante opened them. I came back. She whispered. I chose you. Do not make me lose you now. Sirens approached the conservatory. The evidence had already reached the authorities. This time, no judge, controlled by Marco, could erase the truth. Dante lifted one blood-covered hand and touched the face of Lily. I never stopped waiting at that station, he said. Lily pressed her cheek against his palm. Then let me take you home. Dante woke 2 days later inside a private hospital. The bullet had struck near his heart but missed the artery. Lily sat beside the bed with her head resting near his hand. Ava slept on a sofa across the room. Dante moved his fingers. Lily woke immediately. For 1 second, she stared at him. Then she stood and slapped his arm. Pain crossed his face. That is close to the wound. Good. Dante looked at her. You are angry. You were shot. That was not my preference. You stopped breathing in the ambulance. Only briefly. Lily began crying. Dante reached for her. She leaned into him carefully. He held her with one arm. Ava woke and crossed the room. She stood beside the bed. Dante looked at her. Are you safe? Yes. The first question he asked was about her. Ava tried not to cry. The records are public. She said, everyone knows who Marco was. Dante nodded. Bianca testified. Good. The market building was transferred. Enzo added from the doorway. Lily pulled away from Dante. What building? Dante looked toward Enzo with quiet fury. Enzo realized his mistake. The flower market. Dante admitted. You promised. I promised not to decide what you owned without asking. You did not ask. I transferred it to a public trust controlled by every vendor. Lily paused. Dante continued. You have one vote. The other vendors each have one vote. No one can raise the rent or sell the building without approval from the group. Lily studied him. You did that while unconscious. Before the conservatory, she tried to remain angry. It did not work. That is almost acceptable. Dante settled against the pillow. I will aim for fully acceptable after recovery. 3 months later. The flower shop reopened. The new front windows were wider than before. Sunlight filled the entire room. Ava painted a small silver rose above the doorway. The public investigation destroyed the political network built by Marco. Several Ricci captains were arrested. Others accepted Dante as the leader of a new organization with rules designed to prevent innocent families from becoming targets. Dante did not become a harmless man. He remained feared. He remained dangerous. Men still lowered their voices when he entered a room. But he no longer confused control with love. He asked before placing guards near the shop. Lily usually said yes. Sometimes she said no. Dante learned to survive both answers. Bianca left Boston after testifying. Before leaving, she sent Lily a white rose with no note. Lily placed it near the window. Not as forgiveness, as proof that endings did not always require destruction. Ava started using the name Ava Morgan Ricci. She kept the silver pendant, not because it belonged to Marco, but because Dante had once given it to Lily with hope rather than fear. On the first anniversary of the flower shop reopening, Dante entered near closing time. He wore a black suit. 2 guards waited outside. Lily stood behind the counter arranging red roses. Dante stopped in the same place where he had first seen her again. Lily looked up. For several seconds, neither spoke. Then she smiled. Can I help you? Dante understood the game. I am looking for someone. What is her name? Lily Morgan. She pretended to think. I may know her. Tell her I waited 12 years. That sounds unhealthy. Tell her I would wait another 12. Lily placed the flowers aside. What if she does not want you to wait? Dante approached the counter. What does she want? She wants honesty. He nodded. Choice. Always. Protection without a prison. I am learning. And she wants you to stop purchasing buildings whenever someone breaks a window. Dante considered it. That request is unreasonable. Lily laughed. He reached across the counter and took her hand. Ava appeared from the back room and sighed. You could close the shop first. Dante looked at her. You could return upstairs. This is my shop too. Lily looked between them. The argument continued as the sun lowered beyond the windows. Dante stood inside the small flower shop surrounded by roses. Laughter. And the 2 people he had once believed he had lost forever. His empire waited outside. His enemies still feared him. The city still whispered his name. None of it felt as powerful as the hand of Lily holding his. Later that evening, Dante took her to the old railway station. The building had been restored, but the original clock remained above the platform. Lily stood beneath it. This is cruel, she said softly. I know. Why are we here? Dante reached into his coat. Lily raised one hand. Do not purchase the station. I already own the station. She stared at him. Dante almost smiled. Then he removed a small velvet box. Inside was not a diamond. It was a silver ring shaped like two rose stems joining together. Lily touched it. Dante did not kneel immediately. He stood before her as the man he was. Powerful. Flawed. And no longer hiding behind control. 12 years ago. I planned to ask you to leave this city with me, he said. I had no home to give you. No safety. No future that was not built on hope. Lily looked at him through tears. Today I have homes. Guards. Money. And more power than I ever wanted. None of it gives me the right to decide your life. He lowered himself to one knee. People on the platform began watching. Dante ignored them. I am not asking you to disappear with me. I am asking whether I can stay where you choose to build your life. Lily covered her mouth. Dante continued. I cannot promise that danger will never find us. I can promise that I will never hide it from you. I cannot promise that I will stop being possessive. I can promise that I will listen when you tell me I am becoming a prison. Lily laughed through her tears. That may happen often. I am prepared. He held up the ring. Choose me, Lily. Not because I can protect you. Not because we lost 12 years. Choose me because the man I am now knows that love is not proven by closing every door. He looked toward the open platform. It is proven by leaving the door open and trusting you to stay. Lily looked at the station exit. Once. She had vanished through that door to save a child. Now the door remained open. No guards blocked it. No threat waited beside her. Dante remained on one knee. He did not reach for her. He waited. Lily stepped forward. I choose you, she said. Dante placed the ring on her finger. Then he stood and kissed her beneath the clock that had once measured the worst night of their lives. Ava watched from the far end of the platform beside Enzo. She lifted a bouquet of white lilies and red roses. The station filled with applause. Dante held Lily against him. The feared Mafia boss had spent years building an empire because one woman disappeared. In the end, his greatest victory was not finding her. It was becoming a man she could choose without fear. Outside, black vehicles waited beneath the evening sky. Inside, Lily rested her head against his chest. The station clock continued moving, but neither of them was waiting anymore.